To knit a stitch, you'll need cast on stitches on a needle. You'll need to hold that needle in your left hand, and you'll need an empty needle in your right hand. You will take the right needle and insert the tip of the right needle through the first stitch on the left needle, going through the loop on the left needle so that you're crossing through that loop. Insert the needle, the right needle, behind the left, again crossing the tips of the two needles. Wrap your working yarn over the top of the right needle, coming between the two needles. Slide the tip of your right needle forward and through, catching the yarn that you wrapped over the top of that right needle. This is now creating a new stitch on the right needle that's coming through the first stitch on the left needle. Once you have this new stitch on the right needle, slide that stitch, that first stitch, off the left needle. You'll repeat this process again, sliding the tip of the right needle through the first stitch on the left needle, crossing the right needle behind. At this point, you can pull your working yarn, which will tug that first stitch on the right needle tight. Again, wrap your yarn over the top of the right needle, crossing between the two needles. Slide the tip of your right needle down and through the loop on the left needle, catching the yarn that you wrapped over the top of it. So you now have two stitches on the right needle. And again, you'll slide that top stitch that you worked into off the left needle. Again, cross the right needle behind the left, wrap the yarn over and between, bring the right needle forward, catching a loop of yarn. 3 stitches are now on your right needle. Slide that stitch up and off the left needle. Continue making stitches, sliding the right needle through the first stitch on the left needle, creating a new stitch on the right needle. Slide the stitch off the left needle. Wrap the yarn around, making a new stitch on the right needle. Slide the stitch off the left needle. You'll continue knitting stitches on your left needle in this way until you get to the very last stitch on your left needle. You're then going to insert the right needle through that last stitch on the left needle, just like you have all the way across the row. You're going to wrap the yarn around in between. You're going to pull the right needle through that loop, creating a new stitch on the right needle through the very last stitch on the left needle. You'll then take your left needle out. You now have an empty left needle. All of your stitches are now on your right needle. You've knit one entire row, and then you'll switch hands and repeat the process, working all of the stitches on the left needle, creating new stitches on your right needle until you've worked the required number of rows.